What up, fam? It's G Ridge. Man, guess what? I'm on vacation from my job. And today, well, as of right now, I'm gonna take y'all with me. You seen the title. I'm going to pick up my son from the airport. He will be here the entire week along with me, while I'm on vacation. And running into my daughter Mia's birthday. Mia will be 19 years old. That's coming next week. And man, look at here. I'm feeling thankful and grateful right now. And blessed. I'm feeling blessed, fam. Yeah, so I'm gonna take y'all with me a little bit. And then, I might pause for a second and I'll be back when I roll up on him at the airport. All right, so listen, fam. Special times like this, man, it's just like you salvage these moments, man, when it's family time and the family get together, especially and our son being all the way across the country, makes these times special. And then it's around one of our other children's birthdays, so it's just like, then I'm on vacation, he's on vacation. It's just like, man. And people always think of, most people think of vacation is just like, oh, where you going? Sometimes, man, I ain't going nowhere. I need to relax my mind and my body, take some time off. And then what time better than to spend with family you hadn't been around, and then a birthday. Oh man, you get in a twofer. All right. And online, I joined this Black Man's Mental Health group. I got it on my phone, and we conversate back and forth, try to support each other, and it's something I wanted to do on my own. Man, we got to support our brothers out here, man. I know society and people, especially ones close to everybody, just they depend on us so much, rightfully so. Being the head of the wife, head of the family, the head provider, and all that. It's a lot of pressure, and it just sometimes you get weary and emotional to the fact where people think you might, like you sometimes. People think you losing yourself or something. No, you just right now. We're in. Sometimes we be in need, just like just like you women. Sometimes you go through periods and just like postpartum or just because you just get low in your spirit, or you get depressed and stuff like that. Don't take it as a sign of weakness. That's just a time of comfort. Somebody might need some, I can speak for me. When I get in these moments, and moods, or low spirits, feeling unappreciated, feeling like, it's a lot of men like me, a lot of men, they don't talk about it, that you feel taken advantage of. Just like women feel sometimes, you feel taken advantage of, unappreciated. We feel the same things that you feel, just in a lot of different ways. And that, you try to give a little more sympathy for a woman, because she carried children in her body. So you gotta, we all have to be mindful of that and the things that go with it, the complications. So, but for the spirit and the mindset, we get low, we get hurt, we get broken, and then or get emotional. We cry, we shed tears. But society and sometimes the people around you take it as a sign of weakness, or you're not manly enough, or it's not, and that's a whole another bag of pressure on top of us. But you're handling your business. You're out here, you're grinding, and You're working hard and you're trying to make the right decision. But we're human too. We make bad decisions. Y'all hear me talk about this all the time. You make bad choices, some of the same ones over and over and over again. You're like, man, come on now. So by joining this black men's mental health group, it helps me. I just started, but you know, already in talk sessions, it'll help you, you know. And we get weary too. And then being the provider, oh word. Man, I guess, you know, being the provider and everybody looking to you to come through. Grandchildren and all. My grandchildren look up, you know, pop all this, pop all that. Hey, it is what it is. You accept that responsibility and you do your best. But at times, having this stuff all on your shoulders every day in and day out, it wears on you. And that's just is what it is. So it's good to have good support around you, praying warriors around you, prayer warriors, and then you praying for yourself. I mean, life is hard enough, man. I got to hold this camera, y'all, because the phone mount don't want to act right. And that's, you know, that's all you need. And I talk to my son a lot. See, by him being young, it seems like the younger generation, they just got it all figured out. They don't, we have a code from our generation, the older group. We have a code where we say, when we speak to older people, we look at them as having wisdom or being more wise, and we have a different kind of respect, you know. These kids, you know, young kids nowadays, they say what's on their mind and they do what they want to do. And you look at them and like, well, they look like they got all their other priorities in order. They might not be, they might be brash and bold, but we will think about it. We were once that too. Yeah. We just try to get a little wiser and we try to think before we speak, but we don't always do so that's why the young kids, they're like, you know what? Y'all be talking about all the language we use in the rap groups nowadays and the music, but y'all used to listen to some of the same, and some of y'all's was a little worse. And that's so true. So they looking like, how can we like teach and judge them and say things that, oh, y'all shouldn't listen to that. Oh, y'all be doing all that. And they can go back and look in the 80s and, you know, the Freaknik days and all that stuff and see all the stuff that we used to do. So, touche. And the young shall lead. And, but back to the mental health for black men group that I'm in. It's, man, I tell you, we need to uphold each other, brothers, man. Stop trying to measure Johnsons all the time. To be disrespectful to one another. Smart talking, especially when you get in front of a woman or something like that, or a group of people. Everybody goes to start measuring Johnsons. Talking to you disrespectful. Man, we ain't got to do all that to be men. We really don't. So that's why, if I follow men, I'm going to follow men like my pastor. My word today. I'm going to follow men in this group I'm in. If everyone's, you know, take advice from people they will look up to and respect. I mean, no, why not? And then you look around and see, and they're like, but our society have so much pressure on everybody to the fact where nobody wants to listen to somebody who's a 9-to-5 and struggle and rob Peter to pay Paul and do this and do that. Nobody wants to listen. They want to listen to the person who got the bag, who made the bag, who made the money, who got the success. Don't know what that person really going through. But everything, their life look pretty better than mine, and I want some of that. But boy, look at him. I done been there, been done that, and my thought process has changed. God, I'm grateful. I want to be among down here too, because you learn a lot. When you don't say I want to stay here. You want to be well off to the fact where you're at the point where you don't have to worry about finances, but at the same time you can be a blessing to others. I like to give. I want to give. Not loan, I want to give. You understand? It's the difference. Because the Bible says if someone asks to borrow something from you, you ought to give it. But if they insist that hey, I'm gonna pay you back, that's when they have to pay you back. You have to pay. And that's what I'm saying. You can't pay and just walk away. If you can't pay, you call people and let them know that, hey, bro, it's hard, it's tough. I ain't got it right now, but I ain't gonna intend to pay you back, or shoot them something to let you know I'm not playing about this here. I'm taking what I borrowed from you seriously. But my wife and I, that's what we do. If we got something and somebody need a warning, the majority of the time we can give. Now, if we don't have it and we're holding on to bill money and they need to borrow something, now that's different. Yeah, I gotta loan you that because that's for my bill. If I got anything extra and somebody need that, I give it. That's how we operate. All right. I want my son to have a good time while he's off. I want my daughter to have a good time for her birthday. And seeing that happen prayerfully, that caused me to have a good vacation. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to try to do that for him. Like my boy, he wants some ribs. So y'all stay tuned for the ribs video, okay? I don't know if we're gonna do them today, but we got to set up for tomorrow. But he might want them today, so I don't know. So y'all stay tuned for that ribs video. I'm gonna make some Lipton onion soup flavored ribs. Oh man, yeah. We gonna make it do what it do. All right. So, but anyway, I'm getting closer to the airport, and so when I see him and I pick him up, then we'll come back and I'll let you talk to him. We'll talk a little bit. All right. But I'm feeling thankful, fam. Once again, feeling blessed. God woke me up this morning, woke you up this morning, and do something for somebody, man. Sometime, man. Stop making it all about you. And my wife tell me that sometimes, you know how everybody get in their moments or in their state and say, you don't want to do something for yourself. You want something for you. And y'all remove yourself out of this situation and let stuff happen. Is she right? I don't like it all the time, but she right. You have to, and then because if you allow stuff to just manifest, the only things be a whole lot better. That's true. All right. So hold on tight. We'll be back when we pick him up. All right, fam. I'm pulling in now. See where he's at. Trying to locate him. American Airlines. I don't have too much longer. You know how they be tripping about parking. So hopefully I can be in and out. I might just have to circle back around again. Here's my boy. Hey. Hey, man. Hey, got his bag. What up, my boy? Hey, son. Oh, big guy. Yeah, man, come on in here. Oh, boy, it's good to have you here, man. You just don't know, bro. Man, I tell you, you have to hold this. Okay. Hold on, fam. What's up, boy?
What's going on?
Where is your bags?
It's coming. They delayed it. Out of all the bags, they want to delay mine.
Wow.
So yeah, it's coming on a later flight, and they're gonna deliver it to the house.
All right. So, fam, let you know, my boy's here, man. Man, so how was it? How was when you be on the plane? How was your flight?
This was the smoothest flights. These were the two smoothest flights I've ever taken.
Good.
Nah, it was virtually no turbulence. Took off on time, left on time. Good. The only thing I was worried about, that first flight leaving Seattle, that traffic was ridiculous. ridiculous. It was deadlocked for half an hour straight.
Wow.
Deadlocked. I got down. By the time I got in there to get my ticket, they had already started boarding the plane. Luckily, military credentials. They what was it called? Pre-check. They give you a little blue tag. That little blue tag. You can just go straight through. You don't have to take off your shoes or nothing like that.
Okay.
And then when they saw my military ID, I went all the way to the front of the line. So I was able to get on. I was still able to get on, one of the first people to get on the plane. But I was sweating bullets, and my coworker brought me there. Dead lot of traffic. I kept apologizing. I said, "Man, I'm sorry. We left with plenty of time." I called American Airlines. I said, "Listen, I'm not missing this flight." I said,
"I know that's right."
I said, "I got here with plenty of time. We left the base at 9:45.
Right.
So the flight was at 11:56 p.m.
Yeah.
We left with plenty of time." I said, "But we was in traffic for half an hour. It took us half an hour to get there."
Right.
So I asked her, I said, "Listen, if I miss this flight," I said, "this is not on me. This was completely unavoidable. Would I be able to get get another flight?" And she was like, "Yeah, but I can't guarantee it. But if it's a circumstance like that, they could probably stick you on a later flight." I was like, "Okay, hopefully that won't be necessary."
Well, I'm glad everything worked out, man. Your mom and your sister them's already at the house.
I've been reading.
They already at the house waiting on their son and their brother.
I got my car. Back in. I'm glad. Oh man, I'm glad I kept these on my hip.
Your car,
the keys to my car.
Yeah.
Because if I would have known they would have delayed my bag, man, my keys in there, they could have got lost or something like that. That would have been horrible.
Right.
Replacing the key fob can be anywhere between $200 to $700 depending on the car. So yeah, we're not doing that.
But man, I you know what, son? I was in here. Earlier I was bringing these people with me, and I was talking about black men's mental health, and being a young black man, like you said, I was telling them that a lot of us, as we get older, the age that I'm at now, can learn from y'all, because y'all like a lot more advanced with the knowledge that we gave y'all, and then the knowledge that y'all learn on your own. I can learn from you. I learn a lot from you. And being a black man, we need support of the black man that they can understand. So like when I put, like, as far as mental health is what I'm talking about, that much about our feelings and thoughts and stuff like that, and dealing with them. Sometimes we be needing to vent sometimes to our woman, or like do things for us, like take us out to dinner, or buy we like flowers, not all men, but you know what I'm saying. So what do you think about that, stuff like that, coming from a young man's perspective?
Okay, so that's essentially reciprocating the same type of energy, affection. Obviously everybody wants to feel like they're special,
and appreciated.
Appreciated is the actual word. Feel appreciated, especially because not to make this a gender thing, but men and women are different. One of the main things that makes men tick when they're in a relationship is feeling appreciated. So obviously that's something that is always paramount. In my particular situation, that's something I've always that's something I've always struggled with receiving back. I'm always the one that's pouring into somebody. Yeah. Thankfully, not with this woman. I can honestly say that this is the first time I've ever been able to say
that's
that.
That's good.
If anything, she is very protective of me, and very she's one of those women that believes in self-sacrifice. Okay. And I keep having to tell her that I'm the one that's supposed to be doing the sacrifice, and I'm gonna do it. She said, "Yeah, I understand that, but no, my mama told me to pour into my man." So that's always great. That's always great to receive that. And when you don't receive it, it'll make you feel hollow. It'll make you feel like what am I doing all this for? I don't expect payment for good behavior, but
there you go.
If I'm doing all this stuff for you, all I'm doing is just I'm pouring into your cup and emptying mine, so I feel like a shell. I know that feeling all too well. But in reference to the talking about it part, unfortunately, that is starting to seem more and more pointless as time goes on, unless you're discussing that with somebody that's like you. So coming from a black man, you know, it's best to discuss things like this with another black man, or a licensed professional is what I always say.
And I'm gonna jump in real quick, and then that's not no offense to a white man. It's just that our lives on this planet is a lot different through different lenses, because we go through different things. Not that we couldn't learn nothing from a white man or nothing like that, or they can have some relatable issues as we do. But go ahead.
Well, yeah. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. So, if you're having issues that only men go through, well, not only men go through, but the majority of men go through, it's best to discuss those thoughts, those feelings with a man. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a black man.
Yeah. But I'm in the black man group, so that's why I mentioned black man.
Understood. But yeah, just discuss that with a man or licensed professional. And I know a lot of you ladies out there who were raised right, who do believe in reciprocating their man's behavior and his appeasement, the gifts, affection, protection, stuff like that. To the ladies that do reciprocate that, I know you might be disagreeing with me when I say this, but it's best to isolate that by gender, because we as black men, we will never understand what it's like to be a black woman, no matter what. And vice versa, y'all will never know what it's like to be a black man. Yeah, you can see it through a certain lens, you know, being the same race as us, but like we're not completely different, but you ladies are our polar opposites. So it wouldn't be proper for me to give advice on being a stronger woman to something that I'm not.
Yes, and
vice versa. So please don't take offense to that, saying like you can't be trusted with stuff like that. Unfortunately, that is true with some women. You cannot, as a man, you can't trust some women with vulnerabilities because it gets used against you. But I mean, you already know that we've as men been talking about that, having this discussion in the open field. So it's working a little bit.
Yeah.
As a whole, it's working a little bit. But
well, I tell you, it's good to have a grown son, and he's a man, and to hear him talk. That's why I'm saying we can relate on a lot of issues, but he has his own opinion. I know my boy that he has his own opinion, and I learn from his opinion sometimes, and he learn from mine. Go ahead. I love it.
So to any men that's watching this, in today's climate, other than, I'm not gonna speak to anybody else's specific religion, but I know that's what did it for me. The number one thing you need is to have a relationship with whoever it is that you pray to. That's the number one thing. And then number two is to understand something. As harsh as it's gonna sound, it's the truth. Nobody is coming to save you. That's your responsibility to take care of your mental health.
That is true.
I didn't say don't look for help. I said nobody's coming to save you. You have to want to be helped.
Now that's real and the truth.
That is, yes, as a man.
That's so true. I've been told that.
You are responsible for making sure up here and up here is straight. So yes, that means unilaterally you need to go and see a professional or talk to a close friend, or if you're blessed to still have your dad, talk to your dad, an uncle, grandpa, somebody who understands what it means to be a man. They may not always have the best response when you ask these kinds of questions. Maybe they are missing some information themselves, but you do need to put it out there, because if you start hurting that bad to where you feel like you don't matter, and then you don't tell anybody, that is still kind of on you. I had to learn that lesson the hard way, but yeah, I would always invite anybody, regardless of age, especially men between the ages of 18 to 30. If you're in that range, you definitely need to get a good grip on what your role is on this planet. I found out that having a goal, having a goal, but understanding what my role is here. I can only speak for myself on this, so I'll use myself as an example. I realized years ago that my role on this planet was to worship my Lord and Savior, be a blessing to others, and use the gifts that God gave me to lift up not just myself, but my loved ones, and sometimes even total strangers.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Look, I'm so proud.
And I just woke up and had that epiphany one day and said, you know what? I'm one of billions. I do know the importance of men on this planet. I do know the importance of women on this planet. Again, we are each other's polar opposites, but everything is cyclical. We cannot hope to exist without the other.
That's right.
Everything goes back to the source. So because everything goes back to the source, you make sure you increase the stability of the source.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this, Big Guy. Let me ask you this. Where I'm at in my middle age, it's like 3 times as much as on my shoulders. I'm talking about, just world views of walk with Christ, everything, finances, everything, being married, all this. But I'm dealing with it. So thank God I'm dealing with it. Now. The first question I want to ask you, okay, honest and true, speaking from you, what do you think I am to the women in my life, my wife and my daughters and my granddaughter? What do you think you see I've accomplished?
Okay.
How do you think I treat them and all that?
Objectively, I've always said that you have been a present, caring, and loving father the entire time. I do think you're a good husband. You've made significant improvements over the years. When I say improvements, I don't mean you were ever like a bad person or anything like that. It's just there was some information you didn't have and had to go find. So
that is correct.
You made a lot of decisions that ultimately strengthened us and yourself. It may not always have been pretty, but there was a bottom line. There was always a bottom line. In the Air Force, we have a term that we use. You do what you have to do. You make decisions, but it always have to be within reason. That's the term they use.
Sure.
Within reason. And in regards to that, I feel like you've always done that. Nobody knows truly where all your deficiencies lie but you. Obviously I know you very, very well. I mean, you are my dad. You've been in my life for 33 plus years. But nobody knows you better than you know yourself. So in reference to knowing whether or not you've done your job, that is entirely for you to answer that question, because I've said this a lot. When you're alone, you can't lie to nobody else.
Come on.
You gotta look in the mirror and you had that conversation with the Most High. Am I doing my job?
Yeah.
And if you ever feel to the point where you're not sure, then there's work to be done.
That's real talk.
Also, being a man, I know that my mission's never truly done. I do have to make moments for myself to relax and reflect and stop beating myself up so much. I know that's something you've done over time, but
you better know it.
I told my friend this. Yeah, I told my friend this. If you're a man who cares, you at some point in your life you will feel like you're not doing enough,
right?
Or that you're not enough. If you care, if you don't care, then maybe you might not ever feel like that.
And it seems like the guy that don't care, to me, don't give a damn that they could walk around and say, like you care, and you and I always talk, and you're like, why the good man? Why the good guy who wants to do good? Why? How come like good guys? I'm gonna say this like this: good guys finish last.
Why do nice guys finish last? That's because of it's a multitude of things. One, the number one rule to nature is the biggest and strongest of us makes the rules. And 2, even nice people will try you if you let them. And what I mean by that is you have to have a line in the sand that you draw. And if at any point in your life you compromise where that line is drawn at, that's weakness to a lot of people who don't appreciate somebody being kind. So that's where that term comes from. I know a lot of men deal with this when they feel like, I'm the nice guy. Why do I keep getting stepped on by people?
You just wait till you get to my age.
Yeah, and then when you think about it,
more.
I know this isn't going to be popular, but nobody can bully you if you don't let them.
True.
So at some point, if you feel like you keep getting stepped on by people for being nice, it's not that you're being nice, you're avoiding confrontation. It's a difference. That part, unfortunately, is on the person. Like myself, that's something I've always dealt with. I even said to my sisters, I said sometimes I wish I knew how to be an emotionally unavailable, closed off a-hole. I even told him, I said, sometimes me. I wish I knew how to do that.
Yes, and just shut it off. I could tune you out.
Yeah.
It's hard. I can't do that.
I can't do it because, for two reasons. One, I'm not being myself. And then two, karma exists. And if you turn into that and you start hurting people, like, you can't play the victim card. Because you're doing something that you know is conducive to everybody's future. So
that's right.
That's why I can't do it. It does seem like people who are aloof and dismissive of others and don't really care, it seems like they get respected more. Not necessarily true. It seems like that.
It seems like that.
It seems like that's not necessarily true, but it seems like it. And really what it is, it's not that they get respected more, it's just that it's more or less involving the fear factor. Like, some people believe that being feared is the same thing as being respected. It's not. Because fear turns into hatred real fast.
Real talk.
And if you're too feared by too many people, they will eventually grow to hate you, and then you will be isolated. You can't be a king if you don't have subjects. So, yeah, I just
tell you what, I felt like a king on my birthday. What y'all had did for me.
Oh yeah.
That thing still stick with me, and that what gives me life. Y'all came through. You and them, all my children, but it was you with them older three. Y'all set the tone. You, Ashley, and then y'all gave me that crown, and it's like I see why a lot of kids give their crown to their dad who's passed, or who or uncle put that crown on the head because hey man, all said and done. You are not the king, but you are. We look at you. We still look up to you as the leader, the head of the house, the head of the family. The head of our life, of course, is Christ. But it makes a man feel appreciated and feel like something in his life he done right. If your children come back and show you, your wife honor you, that's what I'm talking about. It helps the mental health.
It's crazy you mentioned that. Crowning the dad or the husband when he passes. It's crazy that you mentioned that because I saw a video not too long ago where this
we're almost here.
Anyway, but she was basically saying that it seems like men only get their flowers when they pass, and when they're no longer around, that's when people appreciate
that's them. Number one. And number two, a birthday or Father's Day, if he's a good father.
Right.
Birthday, but we do stuff in between all the time. For if you're lucky, blessed enough to have a wife or a girlfriend or children or family members close to you, I'm talking about the what ifs gift of the what if, the showing. Take somebody out to dinner. We want to get taken out to dinner. We want to be.
What she was basically alluding to is, she was basically saying, like, why is it like that? And one of the guys in the crowd, he stood up and said, he was like, well, it's the same thing when you spoil a child. When you pour so much into them, you always provide for them. Sometimes they forget, hey, I'm a person first and a provider second. And my role is to protect you, provide for you, and perform for you 365 days. But before I made you, being the father-child dynamic, before I made you, I was a person. And it would just be nice that to be reminded of that. Before my birthday or Father's Day comes around. It doesn't necessarily only have to fall. You don't have to wait for those days to come around to make somebody feel appreciated.
But that also helps the mental health.
Yeah. Now, me, I didn't just learn this from you. I learned this from other men that I spent time around.
Good.
The whole self-sacrifice thing is not easy, but it's easier for us to do because you know what a man is.
Exactly.
And because you know what a man is, you're stronger. You were designed to be stronger. You were designed to be more logical. You were designed to be more resistant, more durable. And unfortunately, the people around you know that too. The people who aren't men, women, and children, they know that too. They feel like because you can handle more, that it's okay to punch you a little extra sometimes. And what I mean by that is, it's like,
come on.
Sometimes they don't truly realize that, yeah, I can deal with a lot, but just because I don't crack in two when I'm getting hit doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
Come on.
And they may not even necessarily know they're doing it. It's just that they're so used to you being strong that when they don't feel strong, they feel like you just have reserve tanks of strength to just keep taking stuff.
Both of us can't be going through something, right?
Yeah.
Which in fact is a lie.
Yeah, which unfortunately, it's not fair.
It's not.
That is not fair. But let's be real, the world isn't fair.
The world isn't fair. Life isn't fair.
Both of our genders, men and women, both of our genders enjoy certain benefits that come with double standards.
Real talk.
Just something
Just
simple.
like,
case in point, like men can walk around without a T-shirt on. Women can't do that.
That's right. That's right. And if here's a double standard too. If a man cheats and he get caught, he might get honored by other men, and or he might just be a jock. A woman done it. A woman do it, which is not fair. She get called labeled. You understand?
Well, yeah, it is technically socially more acceptable for men to sleep around indiscriminately than women. But the reason behind that, it's not fair, but the reason behind that is because if a man sleeps with 15, 20, 30 different women a year and gets every last one of them pregnant, but that one man slept with all of them, you still know who the father is. But if you flip that, a woman sleeps with 10, 20, 30 men in the same year, and she gets pregnant, you don't know who the father is. That's why it's more socially acceptable, but it's still not fair.
We don't made it to the house, and man, son, it was a nice conversation, and it definitely helped me and healed me a little bit, because that's what we need. It don't matter what age it is, each one of us can help one another with life experiences and stuff we went through, and to support. All right? And fam, we here. Love y'all to life. From my son. That's Deaf Soul. Hey man, peace next time. See ya. Well, stay tuned for that ribs video. I don't know if I'm gonna cook them today for him or tomorrow. We're gonna go in and debate this thing, but whatever he want, that's what's going down. Peace.